School should never be a privilege. Water should never be a luxury. Medicine, food, housing, one should never be at the expense of the other. Today, over 1 billion people live in extreme poverty. Extreme poverty is not a precise measure of income. It's not a number of calories per day. It is the denial of basic freedoms and basic human dignity. Extreme poverty has always existed, but it is not inevitable.
We will focus on 2 sub-goals, which are about eradicating extreme poverty and building resilience to environmental, economic, and social disasters around the world. We have chosen these 2 sub-goals because they are the greatest global challenges of our time. According to the United Nations, these are 2 of the top 3 priorities in their development program. The latest global estimate suggests that 11% of the world population, or 783 million people, lived below the extreme poverty threshold in 2013. In 2017, economic losses attributed to disasters were estimated at over $300 billion and 26 million people were falling into poverty. Therefore, we have a moral and ethical responsibility to respond to this global issue, because the most important thing in the world, he tangata, it is people. The world map shows the share of the population living in extreme poverty from 1981 to 2014, which is where the global society currently sits in relation to the 2 stated sub-goals. Climate change events are increasing in frequency and intensity. Economic losses from disasters are now reaching an average of $250 billion to $300 billion a year. Disaster risk globally is highly concentrated in low and lower middle income countries. Building the resilience of the poor and strengthening disaster risk reduction is a core development strategy for ending extreme poverty in the most afflicted countries. And social protection systems need to be expanded and risks need to be mitigated for disaster-prone countries. The World Poverty Clock provides real-time poverty estimates until 2030 for almost every country in the world. It monitors progress against ending extreme poverty, which is a step towards poverty eradication, since the SDGs were formally adopted as aspirational targets.
The Borgen Project is a non-profit organisation that addresses extreme poverty in the masses. With volunteers in over 750 US cities, their focus is on advocacy for the most fundamental needs, such as access to clean water, sanitation and power, newborn child and mother survival, as well as global aid reform. The national campaign believes the US government can do much more to address extreme poverty. Therefore, their main goal relates to influencing US foreign policy to make extreme poverty a main focus. They operate at the political level, advancing policies and programs that address extreme poverty, assisting this issue through consumer awareness and government action. Oxfam provide relief to social, political and environmental crises that occur across the globe. Oxfam have charitable services that creates a basis to provide the essentials to people most in need. Having development programs in over 90 countries, Oxfam have a truly global presence. Further, the Borgen Project and Oxfam are not fighting these problems alone. There are many other organisations that are addressing extreme poverty and disaster relief. Here are a couple of the most prominent organisations that seek global solutions to such pressing issues.